Hey, welcome to another episode of Easy Eats. I'm your host, Jason LaFriends. Today on the show, we're making roasted chicken, some roasted potatoes, and a little bit of vegetables, corn, carrots. This is an easy dish to make, but it's also an easy dish to mess up. And what I mean by mess up is sometimes you overcook the bird or you undercook it. And a chicken like this is great for a family because you throw in the oven, you cook it, it's a whole meal for everyone. If there's anything left over, it's good for sandwiches, soups, whatever. But right now we're just going to focus here on the bird. It's the same as the turkey. You want to cook the chicken breast to be about 150, but the problem is the legs. In order for the legs to be edible, they got to be around 165. And the shape of the bird causes a little bit of conflict because it's round and it's not flat. So some things are going to cook faster than the other. For instance, your chicken breasts are going to cook quickly at 150, but chances are your thighs are going to be undercooked. Get your thighs up to around 165, chances are your chicken breasts are going to be overcooked. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah, did I undercook or overcook? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So if you overcook the chicken breast at 150, say you cook it at 150, which is good, chances are your chicken thighs are going to be undercooked. If you cook your chicken thighs around 165-ish, chances are your breasts are going to be overcooked. So there's a medium there where you have to do, but there's a little tip to help you even out that cooking, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But first, we're going to do the potatoes because I like the potatoes to start cooking while we're getting the chicken because these take a little while. So I just got little round potatoes. Okay, you cut them in quarters or half. Sorry. You get a bag of these. These will do more than enough. People seem to love them. I make them all the time. They're very easy. You're looking at, 4 or 5 different ingredients. But we just cut them up just like this. Okay. This takes a little bit, so we're going to take a little second. And I'll be back with all of them cut up. Okay, so we got all the potatoes chopped up. Takes a couple minutes to cut these. Just take them, throw them in your pot, your bowl. I already preheated the oven to 350, so that's roasting up. And what I did was I melted about 2 tablespoons of butter. Salted, I use salted. You could go unsalted. That way then you know exactly how much you are using. And probably a tablespoon of olive oil, not extra virgin. I use pure olive oil. I just find that extra virgin olive oil is not the best for cooking. There's a flavor to it that I just don't like. But I use it a lot in my salads. So if you're going to use anything raw, oh God, the kids are walking by the green bin. Stinks. Worst green bin probably in the neighborhood. Anyway, some fresh thyme. I grow my own thyme on the step. You can grow it in your windowsill all year. It's an awesome herb, and it goes good with pretty much everything. So I'll save some for my chicken. Rosemary, I had some good stuff, but I used it all. So we're using some just dry rosemary. You probably throw a half a tablespoon in there. Okay. And now all we do is we're just going to stir all this up. Okay. And I'm not going to put any salt and pepper on until we get them on the tray. Okay, so I'm going to pour them all in the tray here. Get all that melted butter, olive oil. I'll bring it up here on the table. There we go. Man, I'm messy. Brutal at keeping things tidy, but anyway. The wife's getting her hair cut with the kids, so I'll destroy the kitchen while they're gone. Okay, so they're all laid out. A little bit of salt, probably about a tablespoon or so. Freshly ground pepper. I'm gonna hit it with some more, just a little bit more herbs. Okay. Now the butter in that will really crisp these up. So these go in the oven. I put them in there for quite a while. As long as the chicken's cooking, I'll leave them there. So they're at 350, they're good. Now we'll move on to the bird. Here's the chicken. Okay. So here's the thing I do with chicken. You could probably do it with turkey too if you have a big enough pot, and it will help a lot with the cooking, sorry. So it's round, and I'm going to flatten it out. So I just take a scissors and I cut right down the center of the bird. There we go. Okay, and this is going to help me. It's going to help me cook these a little bit easier. Okay, so that's chicken's cut. I'm supposed to cut the vegetables first, so I that. 1 second. Okay, let's get the vegetables. You see that? I almost dropped the chicken. The dogs are destroyed it. So first thing I want to do, I'll get back to that, is make a bed for the chicken to lay on. Okay, so a couple carrots. You can grow these yourself as well. Very simple. And the good thing about carrots is you can leave them in the ground until you need them. So they could be deep into the fall or even early winter, depending on how you have your garden set up in the frost. So you don't need to pick them and you know, waste them. They'll stay pretty good, pretty long. So keep them in the ground. Just rough chop them. Rough chop these up. Throw them in there. These are good for the gravy now too that we'll make. I take a celery. Chop up the celery. Couple cloves of garlic. Love garlic. I use garlic with almost everything. Okay, so let's get this going here. Let's get three nice sized cloves of garlic. It's garlic. You know, growing up, I never knew what a clove of garlic was. If we ever used garlic at all, it would be like garlic salt or garlic powder. No one in my house ever used fresh, real garlic, and it's a shame because it's probably the most popular additive that we put in our food at my house anyway. It's garlic, and I just rough chop that up. No big deal there. And I'll throw a couple sprigs of thyme in there. Okay, so this is just a little bed for our chicken. There's a million different ways to make a chicken, but this is one of the ways that I make mine. Peel back this onion. I use just a white onion, like a normal onion. Yellow onion, sorry, not white. Okay, and just rough chop those. There. Now we'll get back to, oh my God, my eyes. Ah, guys. I hate cutting onions. Okay. There we go. So there's our chicken, okay? I cut it down the back, not through the breast. Down through the back. And what we'll do is we'll take the bird and spread it out in the pot. Pop, 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 pop. Just like that. Just wash my hands off 1 second. Oh my God, my eyes. Frig, man. Onions kill me. And they seem to be getting worse. All right, so Now, look at the thighs and the chicken breast. They're almost pretty much the same level across. Chicken breasts aren't all the way up here. Thighs aren't all the way down there. They're pretty much across. So we're going to hit the bird with some salt. I washed it. I dried it off with some damp cloth. Lots of pepper. Throw the rest of the thyme in there. Okay, throw some thyme. Love thyme. And a little bit of poultry season, probably about, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, whatever. There's no real recipe to this, it's whatever you like. I usually put in about half to a full teaspoon, depending on the size of my chicken. Okay. A little bit more salt in here. We're gonna roast this in the oven, 350. I'm gonna say roughly an hour-ish, hour and 10 minutes maybe. We'll use the thermometer. We're gonna check the chicken breasts and the thighs to make sure they're up to temperature. And that's pretty much it. When we come back, we're gonna start with some corn, and I'm gonna make a little bit of base so I can baste the chicken with. But we'll catch that when I get back. I'm just gonna pop this in the oven. Okay, so welcome back. We put the chicken in the oven. It's cooking at 350. It'll probably cook around an hour or so, but depending on your oven. So check it periodically. Get a thermometer. Start poking. Don't worry about letting juices or anything like that run out. Poke the chicken, probably in the breast and in the thigh, close to the bone. Make sure you're getting up the temperature. Throughout the time, we're going to base. I'll base it, usually sometimes with the pan juices in the chicken that are already there, but sometimes what I like to do is get a little bit of chicken broth. Okay, so pour around about a quarter cup of chicken broth. Get some real maple syrup, not Aunt Jemima, or about maybe a half a tablespoon. Okay, stir that up. This will sweeten it up slightly. It's great for the gravy. And it's great for the chicken. So I'll just leave that rest and I'll baste the chicken with that later. So all it was a little bit of chicken stock and like a quarter cup of chicken stock, maybe a half a tablespoon of real maple syrup. I told this I told my brother-in-law to do this one year, and for his turkey, and I went over, and as soon as I tasted this gravy, I was like, oh, it tastes like shit. And what did you do? So he showed me all the ingredients that he had. It wasn't even real Aunt Jemima. It was like a no-name imitation maple syrup, and it was no sugar. Yeah, so it was all Splenda and everything else. It was a disaster. Right now, though, we're going to make fry up some corn and a couple carrots. And the carrots, you cook them whatever way you want. My kids like them just thinly sliced, boiled with a little bit of water and some sugar. They don't like them too soft. But the corn, I'm going to heat up this frying pan to medium, I guess. Medium to, I'll get that nice and hot. And while that's cooking, I'll chop some. Are you texting or are you going to get a shot of this?
It's already on there.
Okay. So, garlic. We only got one camera operator. He's texting his girlfriend in the middle of the show. So finally chop up some garlic. Now, you could cook corn a million different ways. To be honest with you, my kids just like it with butter warmed up. But for us, I like adding a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of a kick. Not so much heat, but flavor. A little bit of onion. Not to go too much. some onion there. Chop that up nice and fine. Okay. So that's it. Get that pan nice and hot. Man, I hate that thing. I don't know how it works. But anyway, we'll get it. So that is done. So yeah, a little bit of corn niblets. Fry them in the pan. A little bit of, this is vegetable oil. Actually, this is canola oil. And this will cook up a higher smoke point than olive oil. And, oh, I took it off. There we go, it's back. A little higher smoke point than your olive oil, and definitely butter. But butter goes so good with corn. So if you're going to add butter, you want, just add it at the end. Throw a, little piece of butter in there, which I'll probably will do. Get that nice and hot. There we go. It's good. So I'm going to throw the corn in first. There we go. Get that out. Cook it up. Brown it up a bit. Corn will take a little bit longer to cook than your onions and garlic. So we're gonna. Oh, I just smell that already. It smells awesome. So leave that go for a couple minutes. This will probably take, I don't know, roughly. Roughly 5-10 minutes. These little electric frying or hot plates, I'm not too used to them. But I found out that if you buy one, you can't just use any pot. It has to be magnetic, so it has to be a good quality steel. My camera operator's gone to get a battery for the camera. He's deadly. Anyway, that's cooking up a bit. Throw up the onion and garlic. There we go. So this is just a way to dress up the corn a little bit. Okay, we can find some chili powder. Pinch of chili powder here. Maybe 2 pinches. So 2 pinches of chili powder. Hit up with some pepper. A little bit of salt. That's it for the corn. Okay? So this is going to continue to cook up. And I'm making a mess like crazy. But that's how I roll. Okay. So check on the bird. I just put the bird in the oven, so it's only been cooking for 10 minutes, so that should be fine. The potatoes are fine. They usually take a little while because I like my potatoes really nice and soft. And what will happen is I'll crank the heat up and we'll get a crisp on the outside but soft on the inside. And that's pretty much it. We're going to clean up a little bit. When we get back, we'll take care of the corn and onions, and we'll have a look at the bird and baste it for the first time, and we'll have a look and see how it's cooking. We'll be right back after this. Here comes the wife too. Welcome back. The chicken is just about ready to go. I got a little guest here, my youngest son, Nolan. Chicken's ready to come out of the oven. Do you like that chicken?
Yes.
Do you like my gravy?
Yes.
Who makes the best gravy?
You.
Show me when your new haircut. Shingles. Just like the 90s. All right, so we're going to bring back the chicken. It's been roasted for just about an hour at 350. I had it covered, but after I basted it, I took the cover off just to brown it up a bit. Well, I'll leave that up. I should take it right over there. And just to double check, we were wanting 165.
Charlie.
We're right in that mark. And we're right in that mark. Perfect. So digital thermometer is always awesome for any kitchen, guys. All right, Nolan, what are you thinking? Huh?
I don't know.
We'll take this chicken out. Scoop that in. You don't cut the chicken right away, guys. You let this cool down a bit. All the juices are going to make its way back into the meat. Okay? But and I always put the glove on the handle because you're guaranteed to grab a hold of it. Now all I'm going to do now is for the gravy, I'm going to squish in all the onions and carrots and celery and squish that in. Okay, usually you would deglaze the pan, but this pan doesn't work on that. So times are tough. So what I'll do though is I'll just get a little bit of this here. Actually, look in the fridge and get Dad, look, one of these chicken stock. This one should be open to the bottom. So I'm just going to mix all this up. This is a no-stick pan anyway,
Down
so
here?
mostly all the flavors are going to go in this juice.
I see it.
Yeah, how about get that for Dad? Okay.
With the red cover?
Red cover, brother, yep. So we're going to make a gravy right quick. I'll put the chicken over here. Let that cool. And all we're going to do is strain this. This is what we're going to use for our sauce. There's not a lot of juice that comes out of a chicken. That was only a small bird. The bigger the bird, obviously, the more juice you're going to get out. Okay? So that should be good. Push that just a little bit more out. Okay. Now, while the chicken's cooling, my carrots are cooking. You know, carrots are just basically a little bit of water, sugar. That's how my kids like them anyway. I'll turn this sucker on. Now, to thicken the gravy, I normally use cornstarch as a thickener. Some people use flour, but flour has a kind of flour has a different taste to it. If you don't cook it enough, I find you get like a weird, it's just a weird taste. Cornstarch, there's really no flavor to it. It thickens up quicker than flour would. And if you're a celiac, and there's a lot of people who have gluten allergies and stuff like that, cornstarch is the way to go. And before I cook that up, I'm just going to skim off the fat. There's a little bit of a fat. Skim that off. Skim that off. Okie dokie, that should be good. So skim that off, buddy. Huh? Back to school tomorrow. Excited? What do you mean you don't know? Now, for the cornstarch to thicken, you're looking at having the temperature pretty warm, okay? Now, if I was to make a roux, then I would probably definitely use flour, because once the flour starts to cook, there is a flavor, like a nutty flavor I find you get from flour that you don't get from cornstarch. But there's so much flavor in this stuff, man. You really don't need, flour to get that going. I'll go check the potatoes. Okay. Ooh, look at these suckers. Look at those suckers. Don't touch this pan. This is going to be hot. Okay. So potatoes are done. Same time as the chicken. Crispy on the outside. Soft on the inside. You wouldn't believe how sweet these get. These get so much sweeter in flavor like that. So I'll let them there cool because they take a long time to cool. Most people hoe into them and burn the face off themselves. Okay, so this is not going to take too long to thicken. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cornstarch, and I mixed it with chicken stock because I find if you like, why would you mix it with water? There's no flavor in the water, so you might as well, use the chicken stock, a little bit more flavor. You don't want to add cornstarch directly to the hot liquid. It'll chunk up and thicken up, and you get balls of cornstarch. If you ever have gravy, who's the best gravy? Who makes the best gravy? That's right. Deadly. But you don't like roasted potatoes, though, do you? So you're gonna have corn, carrots, and chicken tonight. You all right with that? He's all right with that. All right, okay, calm down. Calm down. Okay. So my chicken.
Okay.
I'll take this down. Should get a fork. Joe, bud. Grab a fork. Now the skin is good as a protector, right? Like it'll protect, and it's so juicy. Look at the juices on that. Okay. So this is roughly 155. This chicken breast. Okay. The skin acts as a protector, so to the meat, so you'll get nice and juicy. To protect it from overburning a little bit. Now with turkey, what I normally do, because I don't flatten out the turkey, what I would do is I add bacon to the turkey breast, and the bacon will constantly be dripping fat and flavor back into the meat while it's cooking, right? So that should be done. Yep, that's thick enough for me. So the potatoes. No.
Watch out for Charlie.
Watch out for Charlie. Some roasted potatoes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. A little bit of corn. Okay. Corn. Want to throw some carrots in there, old buddy, or what? So carrots, well, thinly sliced, I guess. Not thinly, roughly, I guess. Tablespoon of sugar, not even, half a tablespoon maybe. And a little bit of water. Don't drown them in boiling water. I usually just put enough water in to cover up the carrots. And they'll steam and cook. And throw a little bit of gravy.
Will I have to take off the mic when I leave?
Don't touch the mic with your hand, man.
Well, will I have to take it off when I leave, though?
Yeah, you will.
Okay.
But you're going to stay here until the show's done, or what? You're leaving now?
I might.
You might. So it's like a yes or no. Are you leaving or you're not?
I'm leaving, boy.
You're leaving?
I'm leaving.
All right. High five. Okay. Just go over there and take the mic off over there. All right, buddy. So a little bit of gravy. You can thicken it up more if you want. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come back again next week and check out another episode of Easy Eats.